Good afternoon, traders. The time is 4:45 London time on Tuesday, 28th of September. What a busy day it's been today. Before we go through what we got up to today, let's have a look at Monday's action. Monday, quite a slow day. I actually posted in the morning US time on the blog, the daytradingroom.com, some of the trades that I was in and what I'd done. And as I said in the blog, uh, pretty quiet day for me really. I was a little bit disappointed I missed a good move on oil. I don't normally. I trade the Dow 90% of the time, but every so often I do like to look at other markets and for specific setups. And oil, I had one of my favourite setups that I call the magnet trade. You can have a read all about that on the blog. But I missed that one, which is a shame. But I'm keeping my eye out for any more good setups on oil, as well as my usual Dow scalping. So yeah, yesterday I got a couple of longs. I got one just around here. It didn't give me an awful lot, but I managed to get about 12 ticks out of that. And then I went long again. I think it was just under this level here, and it gave me I think it was 8 ticks. So really, really poor scalping. And then we had a good support level around this 66, and the market dipped under once and the second time. And what happened is I decided to leave an order in um, at 63 with targets at 81.94 and 801. And that worked out nicely. We just dipped under, tagged the 60, popped back up, so it filled me. And but unfortunately, I got my first target, which was great, the 81, nice little target on that. Then the 94, but it just fell short of my 801 target. It was a few ticks. It was absolutely nothing. Frustrating, but it happens. It can't be helped. And it came back and ended up closing as we took out that last little swing low there. So that was it for the day. Really, the rest of the day was pretty quiet. Drifted along, and they did a sort of push to highs and then push to lows later on. So today's action. Well, today's been a very interesting day indeed. Unusual sort of action for for what we've had recently. It's been very quite volatile off the open. And I just look at my notes here. Yeah, it's been an okay day. I got caught out once. I took a long here, just as we pushed to yesterday's low, and I managed to get that away for 7 ticks, which was pretty poor. It just became obvious that it wasn't going to oblige. But I'd been had quite a lot of success recently the last few days buying the sort of push lower which held support, and this is what this looked like. So I got 7 ticks out of that, and then I went long around here. Just as we push lower, I just thought, okay, it's holding here. This is the similar pattern that we've seen recently. I could expect to push back up to the open. It wasn't to be, and it just ploughed straight through my buy, and I took a 13 tick loss on that. Not very often I get a loss like that without getting at least one scale off, but I did, yeah. So not ideal. And I watched it, and it became obvious that this was a very weak open. I missed this short here. I was a little bit ginger with that, but that was the good trade. A good solid push lower, a pull back, and then a further break. But what I did do is I got the long right on here because this was the overnight low, and because we'd moved 78 points from the open. That was an absolute gift. That, and I went along there. It was a couple of ticks from that low. It popped up straight away. Managed to get 11 ticks, 13 and 14 ticks away on that. So that recovered that silly loss earlier. Disappointing as I lost my bottle a bit on that. I just took half size when really I should have been going full size. This was half size as well, and I really should have been going full size, if not twice size, because that's a good setup, a good flush. The time is 2:45. The ticks had made that nice minus 1,000. You're right at that support level of the overnight low, and it's got a lot of things going for it, and it snapped back. It snapped back nicely, and I was a little bit eager coming out as well. Really, 50% retracement, perfect level to come out, perfect level to get short, and that's what I did. I got short again at this little 50% retracement. Again, a classic trade, and I got 9 ticks out of that. It's disappointing not to get more, but the data was coming out. It just pushed lower, gave me my 9 ticks, and then I had to close for the data. The data came out, and obvious seller at 76. We ploughed through and we came back, and they just were struggling to get over it. So I took a little short there. And I managed to get away for 10, 8 and 7 ticks, and the last I scratched for 0. um, it was I thought it would go lower than that. I never really got an end of it. Same with all of these trades, really. I mean, that was the best trade, that buy there. Didn't make the most of it, probably just because of taking a hit on that earlier trade, but that happens. Yeah, this was okay. It managed to spot that this wasn't going any lower. Came out most of it, and then, as I say, took the last off at flat as it pulled back up. And yeah, I took one more trade. Yeah, quite a busy day really. One more trade as it pulled back. That was it. This was a really good trade. I didn't get on the end of it as much as I should again, but it pulled back to this 76, which was obvious level from the tape before. So I took a long there, and we pushed up, we retested, couldn't break any lower, should have added in hindsight but didn't. But anyway, I got a nice 14 ticks from that. It pushed back up to here. In hindsight, that was an obvious start of a trend, and really, target should have been minimum there, then the VWAP, and and really much more. But yeah, I didn't get onto that. And finally, one more trade for me today. A lot of trades today. Just shorted this pop up here as we've just tagged this high tick reading. It's just popped above that overnight high. That's a good level as well, and it's ticked back. And I've closed most of the position out for 10 ticks. I've got a small little runner which I'll just have a stop above the high, just in case we get some good move lower and it manages to push down. So we'll see what happens with that one. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to have a look at the blog. I've started writing some pieces on there, as well as putting new videos on YouTube. Welcome any comments on the YouTube, and you can email me as always, Mark at thedaytradingroom.co.uk. Good trading.